Welcome to Arrogance and Ales. I'm JJ.
I'm Evan.
I'm Fraz.
I'm Trevor.
All right, here we go. So, first beer we're doing, New Trail is this the second year now for us?
Hence
New
why
Trail?
it's called Second Orbit.
I know that. But is it the second full year or is it the start of the second year?
It is the second full year.
Second full year.
Yeah.
So, Second Orbit is a hazy triple IPA. And I hear nothing but great things. If you read it on Untapped, it's just out of this world.
But they've been killing it in general, right? Like, Trail has just been, kind of coming up lately, right?
Yeah, before we get
it is all.
Okay.
Go.
Way up.
Yo, before we get started on it, though, Evan, tell us what you're doing? What do you do?
Professionally or like?
Yeah, professionally. You're a fucking professional, dude.
Yeah. I work at Lost Tavern Brewing Company. I'm the assistant brewer there. So I've literally since 18 I've been in the beer biz.
How's the pandemic affected you guys?
I mean, it's definitely affecting us. Just kind of like you guys at Links, though, we've been able to definitely work with it though and adapt. We're doing like only to-go sales, pre-orders online and whatnot. It's going really well. I mean, that aspect of it, like we were, I don't want to say surprised because we were obviously confident, in our beer and what we could do. But it's been going very well. We've been, like selling out on the weekends and stuff like that, and people are coming out and it feels really safe and exactly kind of like I said, like how you guys are doing it right now. We've talked privately, apps like popping off, and that was great timing with that. Fortunately the guys on our end at the brewing company were able to get the online ordering up and running. So
the faster you can adapt in this environment, the better you are. No question.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And we've been fortunate enough to we have our own canning line actually. So we've been able
Did you get one?
Yeah, they had a canning line before I even got there, like a little bit before I joined. I think sometime last summer. But so that's been kind of a godsend. I mean, getting cans, 16-ounce cans, 32-ounce crowlers has obviously been.
They're tough. It's tough.
Been difficult to get, but having our own canning line has been really, really nice. We've been like canning twice a week lately.
So is it the same volume or is that dropped off a little bit?
I mean, it's definitely dropped off a little bit. We were anticipating, going a while without brewing, but we're still brewing once or twice a week.
Wow,
so
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. It's definitely, that's been like the godsend. That's been our kind of cop out lucky. Thing.
You got to, like, if you don't prepare for something like this and set yourself up, and you never know when you're going to need it.
Right.
You just don't. And all of a sudden this pops up, this pandemic pops out of nowhere, and you got to change direction. And you guys did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, well, same kind of thing with you guys with the app. It was very similar. Like they got the canning line just for a convenience thing. We started the app just to kind of try and get some new customers. Maybe dip into delivery a little bit, and then the app has now just popped off.
Yeah, that's awesome. So who's this guy? What's up, Josh? Can you hear us?
It says he's connecting with audio.
All right, cool. You there, Josh? All right, so let's crack this Second Orbit open. It's a shame you don't have one, Josh. Second Orbit.
Smells fantastic as I had a can.
What glassware do we all choose? Mm-hmm.
I got a Teku glass.
Nice.
It's a Trogs.
Dude, I use this.
Fun.
Yeah, love it. Great weighting on that glass. I use this Port City glass. I got it from Lynx a while ago, and it's super random, but I just love the feel of it.
It's awesome.
It's
You're welcome.
Shout out. No, but it's the same kind of like cylindrical kind of glass that you get like when you get a pint at somewhere like Bond, and I enjoy drinking out of these. So drink what you like, right? drink out of what you like.
You know, I got to tell you, triples. Trevor, you don't like triples, do you?
Typically, no, I don't drink triples very often. But I don't know. I think this one might be okay.
It's definitely very hazy, huh?
Do you want me to read the elevator pitch?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
This tastes like a 5% freaking IPA.
Yeah.
This tastes like a 5% New England style pale ale.
Super juicy.
Oh my
Ross,
gosh.
Give us the pitch. Let's hear it.
The pitch? Second
Yeah.
Orbit is a hazy triple brewed for our second trip around the sun, brewed with heavy amounts of oats, orbitally hopped with Mosaic, Galaxy, Citra, and our new favorite experimental hop, HBC 692. Expect ripe tropicals, rich citrus, and balanced pine. I hope you've enjoyed this second trip as much as we did.
New Trail's awesome. I can't believe they made this taste so sessionable.
What's the ABV on this again?
10.1.
You know, because they don't put it on the
10?
cane.
Yep. They don't have to, bro. Yeah.
No, it's funny that you said we recently stopped putting ABV on the can just because we have to get labels in and out so quickly that sometimes like the beer hasn't fully, we haven't even crashed the beer yet, but it's like we know what it is, we know what is going into it, but like let's get this label made. We'll figure out the ABV eventually, but we do like a QR code on our beer so you can scan it that way.
That's cool.
But this is amazing for 10%, man. I mean, it's so funny that they're. When I think of Williamsport, I think of trees and the Little League World Series. I don't necessarily think of this great brewing company. It's cool. I'd love to make a trip up there sometime.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Have you been there for us?
No, I was supposed to go actually for this, but things changed as we all.
Yeah,
all
we all.
know.
Yeah. It's amazing how not many breweries can get away with coming out with a new beer every week. And Fraz, you know as well as I do, it's every week there's a new release and they're always selling through. And that's unusual.
I mean, it is, but it's also his pedigree.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not just some dude who figured it out. He's won multiple gold medals. He brewed at the hypiest of hype breweries, Tired Hands, and now he built his own hypiest of hype breweries.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job. Hey, what happened to remember the can they released with the skull on it that kind of looked like Alien Church or why doesn't he do any more of that? It was kind of fun.
Oh, that's going to be re-released next week.
Is it really? That's awesome.
Yeah. It's the next beer in the pipe.
That's cool. I got to tell you, this does not drink like a 10.1%.
The label's changed a little.
Yeah, not at all. It's got a crazy big body to it, so I believe that oats part. It's very, very good.
Yeah. So, did you guys read that Wall Street Journal about bars being bars and stadiums having a ton of beer, and they have to dump this beer into the river, and they're worried about changing the pH of the river by dumping all the beer into the river?
Get out! That's so funny. What bars and restaurants aren't they just going to hit up Link Beverages and see if they can?
Man, we're not that big. But the Hudson River, I mean, they're talking about New York City, where they're dumping the beer into the Hudson, because New York City has a ton. Evidently, the stadiums have a ton of beer, and they're all going to go out of code. All these beers are going to go out of code.
So they just have to. So what is it like? Just a mass like everyone, all these bars just get together that's 6 feet apart and just start dumping into the river, or is it just like?
I can't imagine that.
Drainage will bring it to the river.
I think it's a bunch of BS. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of fire sales to a bunch of retailers, and people are going to have cheap beer all over the freaking place for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, well, you guys have gotten those like the flight packs and stuff like that, right?
They were intended for the airlines.
Yeah.
How about Trevor? How fast did they sell?
Yeah, well, I mean, what was it, like Fat Tire 16-ounce cans for like $19.97 or something?
Yeah, normally like $38.99 or something like that.
Goose Island did that same thing. Remember that the Goose? This was a while ago, but this was before any of this. But Goose Island couldn't sell their beer on airlines. You got that like power.
Yep. Yo, now that I'm drinking a little bit of this and I've had a few sips, I do feel the heat from the 10.1, but it takes a while to build.
Yeah, but there's also no like if we're having such a big hop presence too, there's no like instant like late edition hop scratchiness to it or anything.
No.
It's
There's also no, I don't taste the alcohol. I guess that's what you mean by tasting sessionable. But yeah, it's so smooth and like Evan said, the mouthfeel is amazing on it. It's like drinking an orange juice or something.
yeah, it just goes to show that like you don't necessarily, you don't need lactose in a beer to be able to achieve this type of creamy mouthfeel.
Frost, did New Trail tell you how they hide the alcohol?
Yeah, a little bit. I wish I could even talk about like the thing they're experimenting with now, because if they actually start doing that, oh, it's gonna be.
Give it up. Come on.
I can't. It's also because I'm not smart enough to understand what they're telling me. But no, he really worries so much about the body of the beer and the actually using hops in the boil, where so many people now are worried about the late edition hops and how many times to triple dry hop and we're gonna wet hop and we're gonna this and this and this. But he worries so much about the body and giving you that creamy mouthfeel.
So that's interesting you say that, because the direction has always been of recent that it's all about the dry hopping and it's all about the late edition hops and whether you add it at minute 1 or minute 60, or minute 42, what does it do, and how much? So.
Yeah, I know in a lot of our New England styles, we do like a 15-minute hop, and then we let it go for an hour, hour and 15 minutes after that, hour and a half boil, and then we'll add some whirlpool hops to it. But it's not, whirlpool hops are when we bring it down to 180 degrees. There's not a lot of boil hops necessarily that we put in. There's kettle hops that we put in, but not a lot of boil hops that we put in our New England styles. But I love it when we do like we add like a couple of hop additions during the boil. Gives it that nice little bitter backbone to it.
Yeah, I like that.
Beers like that. One of the guys, so Derek, the head brewer I work with, he just got a 6-pack from Tanzo or something like that of Waldo's the other day, and I had
awesome.
Oh man, dude, haven't had a Waldo's in so long, and
yeah, it's awesome.
Such a great beer, and for $13, $14 a 6-pack or something.
I think it's worth mentioning. You got to watch the YouTube video on the Waldo's from Lagunitas. It's a must watch if you haven't seen it.
He explains that it's the 420 beer?
Yeah. It's a must watch.
I mean, that is one of the best cheap drunks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, with everything going on, I know in the past, Lynx has gotten like 50 cases of that in.
We cut back, actually, this year. What did we get, 20, Trevor? 10, 15?
I think we got like 10. We didn't even get –
we didn't get many.
Draft either, so –
well, last year we cornered the market and we bought everything they had and pissed everybody off, and that's.
Oh yeah, that doesn't sound like you at all. Oh.
No, I would never do that. I love the cat for us. I love it.
Yeah, man, he is just relentless right now, bro. Help a brother out.
You're trying to do something? Let me just come out for the first time all day and hang out in front of you.
Yeah.
100%. Like, yeah. And he's old, so he just gives 0 Fs about anything.
Man, dude, look at Trevor's cat though, dude. Just chilling
over there.
I would be down if he was just chilling. I'd love to stroke him like he was like the mad cat from Inspector Gadget, but nah. Playa just needs to see. Motherfucker.
Cat and dog.
You just hear me talking about you.
That's okay if he sits there. There wasn't a bad view.
Of course not. I mean, other than my wife, who I pick a cat's asshole over me too. But hey, what can I say?
So So what have the food trucks been like at Lost Tavern? Have they been coming?
Yeah. Some have still been coming out. It's harder to. One thing we've been running into with like these weekend, pre-orders or whatnot is it's hard to say like, hey, there's definitely going to be a decent amount of people here on Friday, and because there's only X amount of people per time slot that can come. So like on Wednesdays, Thursdays, we haven't really been seeing food trucks as often just because we kind of don't anticipate as many people coming. So it's kind of more like a Friday, Saturday thing. But some have definitely still been coming out. Like Rendezvous has been coming out a lot. Couch Potato. Trying to think like the hot dog, the Van Pelt hot dog guy. And there's been a couple that have been coming out.
Dude, Cone Appetit is awesome. I love that food truck.
Yeah, they are great, man. We were just talking about them today. They haven't been out lately. We're not certain why, so I don't want to speculate. But I know that like the owner like helps take care of an elderly person. And things like that. But they are the nicest people, and they make the most classic like drunk carnival-y like comfort food,
Absolutely.
That is the best food to eat while drinking ever. Like it's just fantastic.
Absolutely.
If you're like a step too far, it'll just bring you right back, it's just like soak everything up in there. So they've been we've had enough of them that have been able to make it out. Oh, there's that Cousin's Maine Lobster food truck.
How was that?
It is really good. It's like a hype brewery of food trucks. It's like they do like, they just throw lobster on
Got
everything.
long lines around the quarter. Yeah.
A hype brewery of food trucks.
It's good. It's good. And it's amazing. Like people would come out just for that. But I think they're actually going to be here, or they're going to be at Lost Tavern this weekend. I don't know.
Do they make lobster rolls?
Yeah, they do, and they do both types. They do like.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. All right, make fun of me. Go ahead. I don't care.
Cause some lobster bullshit. We're not gonna make a lobster roll. Yeah, I am actually. That was dumb. That was
a dumb comment. Sorry, man.
They sell live lobsters only, actually.
Yeah. Do you get to pick them out?
Yeah, you pick. It's like a Giant back in the day, or Lanco, or whatever.
That one, I want Pinchy.
This one looks like an asshole. Give me that one. No, but they do both kinds of lobster rolls. I forget, and you guys might know this better.
Wait,
but like,
is there more than one kind of lobster roll?
Yeah. There's like a Connecticut roll, and then there's like a.
What the hell's a Connecticut lobster
So
roll?
it's probably the one that has like the mayonnaise in it or something. Like as a lobster salad, that's probably one. And then there's probably another one where it's just like meat and butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I want the meat and butter.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. All day
Get your
long.
mayonnaise away from me, white people.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
And he's gone, just like
and he's
that.
gone.
What the hell?
Listen, I don't pay enough to keep him around. It's just, I only had enough to like get him to like sign on. I thought this was like who's the most famous person you can get on your Zoom call.
Yo, I don't know what minute we're at. When did we start? It was like 30, 31.
Yeah.
So we're 20 minutes in. We got to switch gears here and go into Abomination. So Josh, you are right on freaking time.
Look at you.
So let's chug the rest of our new trail.
It's officially a chug video. What's up, fuckers?
God, all the snobs will be so happy. I remember my first beer, Evan. Oh, that's cute. Oh, you didn't even finish.
So let's do drawing a blank.
Talk about me, right?
Josh, where are you brewing at now?
1 second. I'm having technical difficulties. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Look at that big, sexy red beard.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay, I think I
Could use some of that on my head.
There we go. Jeez.
You and me both, bro.
Is that a fresh drawing of blank? Fraz.
100%, bro.
Dude, I haven't even tried that. This is what I'm drinking.
Oh, fancy.
Is that the new Into the Fog that's going to be in the variety pack?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we just dropped it today. Citra, Enigma, and Mosaic.
Wait, so it's only 3?
Sexy.
How is it only 3? It's got to be 4, right?
Was it coming in 4-pack cases or?
It was 4 packs, right?
Yeah, it's 4 packs. So it's probably Galaxy, right?
So there's going to be an Into the Fog variety pack?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
coming week.
Nice. That's awesome.
So you
Yeah,
say
by the way, your beer is killing it on our app, and I shouldn't talk about business, but it's killing it, dude.
Good shit. Yeah, it's been weird because we've pretty much switched directions and selling everything out of Connecticut right now with this whole shit going on. So it's been hard to get everything out to distro, but
Yeah,
hopefully
distro must
a lot
be.
of this makes it out to you guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm in this beer. I'm smelling a lot of papaya, like papaya and mango.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah.
I think I might crack open like an original and just so I can join the party. Yeah, I mean, it's Mandarina, Citra, Galaxy. It's super fucking juicy. Covers up a lot of that 11% ABV.
Yeah, I don't get another one where I don't get the ABV.
No.
I switched
It smells like it's gonna have it, but it
A
doesn't.
little
have
bit,
it.
yeah. What's
That's
crazy
the
is
Mandarina hop.
we have these 2 beers that are above 10%, and they drink like they're session beers. That's trouble.
Until you stand up. Like,
Yeah. That's what all these fogs are, pretty much. They're just bad news in a can. You have 2 of these sitting down, and you're like, oh, yeah, man, that's fucking great. Just feel like I pounded 2 Yinglings, and then you stand up, and you're like, no, those were almost 9%. 16-ounce cans.
Bad decisions in a can.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we're known for.
What's it like going from a small brewing system to Two Roads Brewery?
Wild.
I can't imagine.
Everything is manual, what we were doing, and doing all the physical labor of actually brewing the beer and everything. And you go to brewing at Two Roads, and it's boop, boop, boop. Everything is just a push of the button. We actually went to go brew our first beer there, and they were pretty much like, there's really no reason for you to come out here and actually brew. We're like, well, that's not really our style. We're going to come out there, we're going to brew our beer, and we go and we sit in their fucking control room, and there's just like 2 dudes, 20 computer monitors, just fucking pushing buttons, and we sat there for maybe like 30 minutes. We're like, yeah, you're right. There's no reason for us to actually be here right now. Everything, the grain in, grain out, all of it is just completely automated.
Did they work on the scaling for you?
Yeah, we had a lot of help. We have some really good brewers at 12% that help us with scaling up, but we have, kind of become masters from scaling up from 5 gallons to 120 barrel batches. So a lot of our recipes are just kind of built for that now at this point.
Scary shit.
Yeah. I mean, when your pilot system is, 60 barrels and you're putting out beer that you have no idea how it's going to come out, it's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
But I think we've been doing pretty good.
Absolutely.
Hey, Josh, it's Evan. Big fan. I have one of your glasses.
What's up, man?
I think
Hey,
I
me
got
too.
at Faraz's at the shop. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers, bro.
But
the old days of Cork and Cage, miss it very much.
R.I.P. bitches.
But I had a question though about the Two Roads brewing thing. Like, that's really interesting. So, like, do you think that so like being behind like the control board, like you were saying, do you think that it's like a little bit easy, like not easier, but like so as far as like quality control, like do you think that like their system is like more in line to kind of give you unlimited minutes? Do you think like their system's more in line to give you like more of a consistent result with things? And then on that then too, do you think it takes away a little bit of like the personal touch, like the feel of it, like getting that grain in your face and, like sweating a little bit while you're graining out or something like that, like you missed that.
For sure. I mean, that I wasn't crazy about that entire thing. They are able to continuously put out pretty much the same product with everything that they have each batch, which is awesome. But
yeah,
I think I like the difference in batches. You can kind of tell the difference and go from there and have that own personal touch to each different beer. So yeah, it definitely takes away from it, but it's the way to go if you want to consistently be brewing the same beer over and over again. So, for some of our beers that we're going to be putting out, quarterly, or it's just going to be like an every time release, something that we're always doing, it makes sense to do. But for a lot of our stuff, smaller batch, like we want that human characteristic, weird, something going on that's maybe not going on with the last one, and having that human touch on it. I think that's why people want craft and not necessarily drinking the exact same beer over and over and over again.
Yeah. No.
Yo, absolutely, and I agree with you 100%. And there's a reason why Budweiser, they make consistent beer, right? So Budweiser tastes the same no matter where you buy it across the world, right? But it's commercially brewed, right? Where Josh Arno for Abomination, it has that individual appeal where each batch might be a little different, and that's really cool.
So Josh, how different is 12% brewing than when you brew at Two Roads?
Oh, it's completely different. I mean, we're completely hands-on throughout the entire brewing process and cellaring. So, actually dry hopping the beer ourselves, whereas it's, again, just pushing buttons and it's all automated. So it's
so
just
you don't even get
more hands-on.
So you don't even get the picture for the gram at Two Roads? It's not even that.
No, but they should add some sort of porthole just to dump hops into so you can get the gram pics. That's all that anybody cares about.
Oh God.
By the way, in case anybody missed it, did you say cellaring? I heard the word cellar.
Well, yeah, we actually just started our barrel aging program. We got some stuff sitting that we're pretty excited about.
Oh, red. That's
so barrel aged as in whiskey or sour?
Both. We have some wine barrels that we got going, and we have some bourbon barrels with some
Fries, don't shake your fucking head.
Sitting in them.
So, and you said that you're hands-on at 12%. So is that where you're doing the barrel aging program, or?
Yeah. So I actually moved up to Connecticut just to be closer to all of our brewing operations. So I'm like 12 minutes literally from 12%. So I'm there pretty much every day, checking on our beer, making sure, brewing the beer, actually dry hopping. I mean, it's been a little bit weird now just with the whole coronavirus aspect of it, trying to limit as much human activity as possible, touching things. But
sure.
Yeah, I'm right here. So pretty much every beer we're putting out at 12%, which is 95% of what we're doing now. We're having our hands in physically. So it's been great to transition from, prior to this, we were brewing at 4 or 5 different spots. We were brewing at Great South Bay. We were brewing at, Two Roads, Free Will, Dorchester, and a lot of those places are just kind of all over the place. So some of these things, yeah, that beer is brewed at Dorchester, which may be one of our last there, but it just gives us a greater ability to have control on quality and make sure everything is coming through where we want it. Whereas before it's like, all right, brew it, and then we can't really get up there until packaging. Now we have hands-on all the way through the process of brewing, cellaring, hopping, actually packaging, and I'm getting out there on actually delivering this beer. Like today I was out delivering all the fogs.
Get out.
So
crazy, man. Good for you.
It's
That's
been
awesome.
good.
Now, I know that probably definitely makes you feel a little bit more comfortable, though, about it, being able to be there for every step of the way, like grab tests whenever you need them and whatnot, and being able to kind of have your hands on the whole way. That's cool.
Yeah, before, it was like, I were brewing up in Boston, I'm living out in Pennsylvania, I would send a text to the brewers or the cellarmen and say, hey, what's going on? Like, how's this tasting? Kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. Like, nobody really has the vision that you want for that beer, or really, you know, understands exactly how you want it to come out. So now I get to throughout the entire way, like, all right, let's tweak this hopping or sour it this way. Let's add this fruit now. So it's been great. It's improved our quality.
So does 12% have a brewery now? Like, is it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So they actually have a physical facility in North Haven, Connecticut. 30-barrel brew house, oversized. They can, you know, I think we have a 40-barrel. We can basically kettle sour. We can brew IPAs, everything all at the same time. Let it just go. We have 60, 90-barrel tanks. We're putting out a really good operation.
And that's got to help the economy of scale too, because I know prior it was more contracting, and
yeah, so
that kind of hurt the retail end for distro.
Well, yeah, so they would be brewing at 3, 4, 5 different spots, and it would be basically directing that beer to one place to get it out for distro. Now all the distro is coming out of 12%'s facility in Connecticut, so it's just a lot more streamlined, and the quality is just so much better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Guys that, you know, are brewing contract beers, whereas now everything is 12%'s beer. You know, it's our beer. Everything is going through the same process to make sure that every brand is coming out with really crazy quality beer. So
that's fantastic.
Gosh, so I don't want to. So I actually I work at Lost Tavern Brewing Company, and just literally today, Kenny and I were talking a little bit. Are you doing? I don't know if I really hope I'm not, you know, messing anything up right now. Are you facilitating? Are you a part of something like one of like a larger brewery collaborative effort right now? Like something involved like
yeah, so we're doing this
thing, like what they're doing, and like that larger kind of like you know, all together type thing.
So love the idea of what, you know, other half is doing with the, you know, the all together collaboration. Pretty much we had a ton of collaborations set up and beer fest and all this stuff that we were planning on taking part in prior to the coronavirus happening. And we just wanted to still continue with those connections and putting out good beer. So reached out to pretty much everybody that we've done collabs with, been friends with in the industry, know that's been putting out really good beer, things that we've had previously set up. And just wanted to put together a collaboration with them and do like a long distance collab and just kind of keep things going, you know, keep things fresh, get people still buying beer, get new stuff out there. And if it helps, you know, attach an Abomination to it, that's fucking awesome. So we did this like collaboration effort where I think we have 12 to 15 breweries taking part. We provided the label art from Sam Heimer, who is fucking kick-ass. And everybody is basically producing their own different variation of this beer. So we gave everybody a base recipe on grain and then gave everyone 6 different hops to choose from and told them to choose 3. So each different brew is going to be completely unique and different from everybody. And then they're going to release them all out of their own actual facilities, which is super fucking cool. And then we're going to brew a master brew of social distancing at 12%, which will be all 6 of the hops that we gave everybody the choice of, just in one giant, massive double IPA.
That's cool.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I think it's a great idea.
Just trying to help out as much as we can and just keep people going and brewing new beer and keeping fresh beer and keeping the interest. Like,
people are still drinking beer. I mean, beer sales are still good, right? Trevor, you're laughing.
Oh no, they've been. I mean, yeah, they've been great. Other than the issue is draft sales. You know, with
right.
Especially with our business model of being distributed into 32 states, and now all of those states' bars and restaurants are closed. You know, 40% of our sales were draft sales. So now it's a pretty big chunk. But, you know, people have been changing over and just basically buying more locally, which is good. But it's just been a weird transition of getting into like that sweet spot of how do we get through this shit?
Yeah, it's all trying to figure that out, Yeah.
There has been that great feeling of like a communal unity, though, of people supporting their local distributors, local
Yeah, for sure.
and whatnot. Like, kind of, it feels like there's definitely a large influx, and sure, maybe it correlates to not wanting to travel as far for certain things or whatnot, but there's definitely, it feels like there's been like I don't want to call it like a resurgence, but like a large kind of push of supporting local.
Look, in 3 minutes, we're going to hit our 40-minute time frame. So we're in the free Zoom app here, guys.
How does that work then? So you only have X amount of time, huh?
Yeah, we have 40 minutes. So at some point,
Nobody
we're gonna
has
have
a
to say-
paid.
Yeah.
We might
Well,
have
it's
to
really
switch
funny.
back over.
Actually, it just said to me, like, enjoy your time, like, 0 time limit.
I
Really?
just said the same
I
thing.
got a notification too.
Really?
Who's the host?
I am.
AJ.
See, you might get kicked off, but we can switch it to somebody else's and record that as well. Because I've been
that's
on
cool.
Zoom since 5:30.
Oh, really?
Meetings.
So let's
Yeah.
fuck it. Let's test it.
Yeah, let's just see what.
Yeah, we can.
Run this shit till the wheels fall off, or until my
Yeah,
son comes home and I got to put him to bed.
James, are you able? You're able to just
Just call
record
him
this right
James?
through the Zoom app?
Yeah. I'm James,
Just
by the
call
way.
him James.
I
James.
was just reading off of his.
That what the J stands
Jimmy?
for?
Jim?
Is that what the J stands for? I guarantee you, there's at least 2 wholesalers and 10 accounts that don't say that that's what the J stands for.
Oh, they don't know who James is.
The first J doesn't stand for James.
Stands for jackass.
Oh wait, are you JJ?
Bravo.
Yes.
Oh, this is well, I've never met JJ. I've heard stories though.
Stories are great. The fucking stories are great.
Oh, well.
Yo, if there's how about this? Screw it, whatever. We're all 2 beers deep now. Let's put Josh on the spot. Josh, one JJ story that you've heard that you need that.
Oh Jesus!
Don't go
I
there.
fucking-
Don't go there.
No, do it. No, it's
No.
No, Evan.
Too many.
because
I'm,
most
I'm
of
more
them-
than two.
Because
2
somebody's
drinks
gonna
into
get
this one,
upset.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be me. I don't care.
What about sours, dude? Just take the low hanging fruit. You got it. Come on, it's easy.
so.
That's funny.
Dead silence, Franz. Dead silence.
Listen,
anyway, real
Rob
quick, to
probably has
cycle
stories
back.
from before.
I was just going to say,
here
every
we
one
go,
of the
all right.
stories that he knows, he's about to say are going to be because my drunken ass told him to him. So I was like,
Well, yeah, obviously. That's why I'm not getting into it. It's obvious
know.
where these
That's why I was
stories came
laughing
from.
so
Listen,
hard.
Franz and I, we've been through it together, Now we're
Yeah,
here
uh-huh.
doing this,
About it.
Oh,
It's a testament
yeah,
to the industry, right? Like here we are now, 2020. In the middle of like a COVID-19 pandemic, we're all having a beer together virtually over
100%.
Zoom. Like there we are.
yeah.
Like,
Don't laugh too hard, Evan. I remember you coming into Cork and Cage being like, I work at Lake Beverage, but yeah, I still think you're cool.
He's like,
I really
"Hashtag
think you're
don't
cool.
tell JJ I'm here.
I was like, I'm
100%.
not allowed to be here right now.
Yeah.
But I kind of dig the vibe of this place. So
That's awesome.
I like the cut of your jib, but shh, don't tell nobody. No.
well, dude,
Like,
you guys
in
were like
public?
you guys were like playing vinyl,
Oh, yeah.
stuff on
I
tap.
didn't even talk about Cork and Cage.
Wu-Tang Fridays, baby.
Fraz, you're not even wearing an Abomination shirt? Come on, bro.
Play it. I mean, honestly, I'm sorry. I got the Abomination glass. What do you want from me? How much more of a corporate shill do I need to be? I mean, honestly.
Wait, did you guys already drink that New Trail beer?
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Yeah,
It's
so good.
It's a dangerous group.
Yeah.
Although I will say, with both of them combined, I do have a burn in my throat now, but it's only because I'm drinking 2 10% plus beers. But I don't taste it, though. You don't taste it.
No, it's not like drinking like Insanity from Weyerbacher. Where
Right,
you got
right.
or even just regular
Where your tongue
lager
gets
burn.
raped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just lager heartburn where you finish like 2 lagers and you're like, yeah, that's going to be wonderful in the morning, but here's 7 more.
Yeah. Have you guys
Yeah.
been getting a house lager from 12%?
You know, no one buys it. Is
Have you tried it though?
No.
Dude, do yourself a favor. That's all I drink anymore.
So is that from
Oh,
you
you've
guys?
become one
Is
of
that
them.
from Abomination?
No,
No, that's 12%. So that's like 12% is like only beer that they put out as their house beer.
Yeah, I it's hard to buy. It's hard for any purchaser to buy a craft lager or pilsner. I gotta tell you, and you know it, Faraz. You see
Their
it.
price point is great. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's been selling really well in Connecticut, but I believe me, we have been in talks of doing a fucking lager forever because basically I want something that I can drink, just be a nice, clean, crisp, light beer because drinking 9% shit that we make all the time, it's hard to function.
Yeah.
You know? So like, we've talked about it for a while and it's just like, all right, well, first of all, our name is Abomination. How many people are going to want to fucking literally buy a lager like called Abomination Lager? And for the people that know who we are they even going to be interested? So we've pretty much steered clear of that route. But
Because your name
same
says
thing.
it all. Your name says it all. It's about big beers. It's about bold choices and know who you are. And that's it.
We went one route. We did bro beer. We went, we did the small ABV.
Yo, it's doing well, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah? Really?
Sell
Awesome.
Quite a few
Yeah.
cases of that a week in the store.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that beer. I think it's like the perfect beach crusher, like kind of contrasts the rest of our catalog nicely.
Like you
but
said, you get tired of drinking the huge, double, triple IPAs after a while, or just IPAs in general, and you just want something a little less
Aggressive.
Oh, so that's a session IPA?
Yeah.
bro beer, yeah.
Welcome, because it was about to be a fucking Kolsch.
They never call anything a fucking Kolsch.
Kolsch. Thank you.
How about that beer from Single Cut?
Oh, how about it?
It's actually a Kolsch, but it doesn't say it anywhere, so people don't question.
They love it. They fucking love it. It's called Hop
It's
Sounds.
IPA.
Yes. It's the one that looks like the Beach Boys. Pet
Yeah. And it sells like crazy because it doesn't have Kolsch anywhere on the freaking can except for little lettering.
Yeah. No, we got yelled at. We literally, I was like, they 12% was like, yeah, let's do a light, pretty easy crushing beer at Two Roads because we brewed bro beer at Two Roads. Like come up with a decent like juicy flavor profile, but something that's not like crazy 9-10%. So we're like, all right, Kolsch. I love that style. I fucking love Kolsch's. They're super crisp. They're juicy. They're just like I love them. They're fucking an ale lager. They're fucking awesome. I don't understand why more people don't like them. They're probably my favorite beer style. So I propose that we get to pretty much sending the label to the TTB until it finally gets to the point where Fraz, there was like a good 10, 15 people that were like, you cannot put out a fucking Kolsch, and let alone put out 100, 200 barrels of a Kolsch. That shit's not going to fucking sell. And I'm like, are you sure though? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
Make a Kolsch and call it
we're
something
sure.
else.
Yes,
Well,
that's what he did.
Fraz, I'm sure you remember this. We did that collab with Imprint when we all the rage, which was a Kolsch. That beer sold like shit. Are you gonna fucking tell me Abomination Brewing and Imprint get together? Fuck yeah, hype as shit. And then they were talking to us like, oh, what do you guys want to brew? I'm like, a fucking Kolsch. That's what I want to brew. And then it sold like literally trash. I left there with so many cases, which I don't care. I drank the shit out of
Just give
that
it a
beer.
stupid fucking name and don't call it a Kolsch. It doesn't matter what you call it.
Well, that's the point.
Well, that was what led us into being like, yeah, let's call this a session IPA and not a fucking Kolsch.
That's fine.
Because it was all around the same time. We released All the Rage, which I thought was a fucking awesome ass beer. It was great.
It was a very good
Tried
beer.
it for us.
Of course, it was very good.
I thought it was awesome.
Listen, I like
one of my
Kolsch's.
favorite beers I made.
I love Kolsch's.
Nice. We actually
I don't like
dry
to sell
hopped it
them.
with summer hops. It was fucking great. Yeah, I know. Whatever. All right. That's why we changed the fucking name, guys.
It's the truth, though. If
Comes down
Faraz
to
came
that.
into the store and said, "Hey, I got to do Kolsch for you," I'd say, "Fuck you."
Well, so we did I Lost Tavern. We did this was a while back. We did a collab with Free Will. You know, they contract a lot of our stuff for us, but we did a straight collab with them where we went down there. They came up, you know, that whole spiel. But they brewed a triple IPA, close knit. It was more of like a West Coast style triple IPA. It was really good, and it sold out, you know, pretty quickly, like a couple weeks, 2 weekends, like if that. And then on our end, we were like, we want to do something kind of different. Same thing. We're like, let's do a cream ale. So we did the snow mower, the cream ale that we
Which
had
was great.
vanilla to, and it was
Yeah.
cool. Like it was fun. It was really fun brewing a cream ale. It was like, wow, this is refreshing and fun to brew. This is a good time. But then, you know, we sat on it because, you know, people are like, ooh, cream ale, like, ooh, like Genesee. Ooh.
Yeah.
No thanks. And so
But it was great beer. It was a great beer.
Down to that name, you know.
Yeah, and so is fucking Adventinus, but ain't nobody buying that shit, brah.
Correct. We look at it from buyers and sellers standpoints. We don't look at it from a taste standpoint. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
if it ain't selling, that's what more breweries and salespeople, or more breweries need to do, and marketing people need to do. Get out of the fucking office, hit the boots on the street, and talk to people who are selling beer, because that's the only way you're going to learn.
Yep.
Do you know why Rheingeist is one of the fastest growing breweries in the country? So it is 3 venture capitalists that own it. But what they did is they hired the brewer, and he's an employee. He's not an owner. Sorry, Josh. Sorry, Evan. And they tell his ass
Not a
what to
brewer's
brew
son.
based off of focus groups.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, it fucking sells out constantly. Why? Because he doesn't have a say in being like, yo, I want to make a Pilsner. I'm tired of making these juice bombs. And they fucking tell his ass, oh, yeah? Well, guess what? You're an employee, son. We can get another employee in here, brew another juice bomb. I know it sucks.
Well, we have a better business model than that. I get to use 12% as a focus group, and everything that sells through them, that's what we get to brew. When's the last time you saw something that wasn't a straight up fucking juice bomb from 12% or from Abomination? Period. Like,
White Stouts
but
can't
I'm
don't
sell
sales
out.
to marketing, baby.
Yeah, but Josh, don't tell me you don't get tired of making them. I mean, honestly.
Don't even. Oh, we're not gonna have.
Come on.
Well,
You
is
gotta
it not
get.
going to be included in this interview? 'Cause, listen, I, you know, we have finally been able to get back to getting weird like we were before, and that's what this whole thing started off as. And you know, we brewed a vegan milkshake with Dugas, which was fucking awesome. Like, no
Sounds
lactose,
great. I'd love to
anything.
try it.
When is it?
Applebean or
When is that?
Nectarine, it already came out. You guys didn't get it?
No.
Was it on a freaking pre-order?
Oh, good Lord. I'm so
we've
sorry
been just-
you have to read, JJ.
No, it has nothing to do with it. I don't want to freaking. You don't know what's going to sell just as much as I don't know what's going to sell. Period.
Why you
My-
just order one
The
case?
reasons we do
And
collabs,
then you sell 1 4-pack, and then the 5 of them sit there. I don't know.
Listen, I'm not putting, this week's seasonal from, Joe Plo Bro Brewing. I'm saying this is hot stuff, son. This is some hot
Look,
shit.
things have changed a lot in the last 6 weeks. A lot.
Yeah.
what
everything
issues?
sells.
What issues are you having from a distributor standpoint?
Ooh, throw it back
It's a
on.
great question.
Oh, let me in.
So our
like that.
I'll tell you, our costs are up because the app costs us 3% more on sales to run.
Who are you using?
City Hive. City Hive integrates with our POS, and it costs 3% more on sales. So our cost, and we're paying overtime and we're bonusing our employees through this period, each pay period. So our costs are up. However, we look at it as that's just the way it's got to be right now because we're working harder. Everybody's working harder. Everybody's putting in an extra effort. But what I find as far as the consumer goes, the consumer likes shopping the app. The app has people are getting comfortable on their couch. They're shopping. They're ordering overnight. They're ordering from work. It's a different experience, and we're selling more craft because there's recommended suggestions at the bottom when they go to an item. So we're Abomination. If you click on Abomination into the fog, there might be a recommendation at the bottom for a 4-pack of single cut or something like that. So there's additions. It's been good. It's really been good. So we're looking at it as a new business.
Yeah.
This is an investment in a new business that we're going to invest in the future, and we got to change our model a little bit, going forward. But reopening looks, it's cloudy. It's cloudy.
You guys are not delivering, right?
No, we cut it off.
Was that a safety of employees kind of thing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whenever you can say we don't want to go in people's houses or whatnot, but it always happens where you get somewhere and it's someone who needs help or something, and you know how it is.
Yeah, of course. No, that's exactly what I was explaining to the guys at the tavern. I was like, they're not doing delivery anymore because I've been on deliveries there where it's like, oh, can you take this whole 30-pack out and put it in my fridge for me? And also, would you mind taking the garbage out while you're on your way back to the car?
Yeah.
And it's like, so I think that was
the delivery you're talking about.
So I've been doing delivery actually for like our own stuff at 12%. And I literally send out a text message like 15 minutes prior. It's like, yo, we're going to be there in 15 minutes. I'll leave it on your stoop unless you want anything otherwise. But
yeah, the problem is the IDing process and the whole process
for
you got to go through. It's
so like through 12%. There's not a lot of these people that are under 21 buying craft beer directly from a brewery. From your standpoint, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it could be anybody just kind of ordering this shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't necessarily need to worry about checking every single person's ID. I'm like in Connecticut pulling up like $500,000 houses like, yeah, okay, dude, here's your fucking 3 4-packs. Like, you're not an 18-year-old.
Here's your 3 4-packs for $80. That's cool, man, bro. Catch you later, bud.
Yeah, see you later, bro. Have a good one, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just weird. Do you think this is something that you're going to continue emulating after this happens?
Yeah, absolutely. The transition is not clear. The transition is more – it seems to be more curbside, and I think people enjoy the curbside. They enjoy the experience.
Yeah,
and we're gonna
I think it adds to this entire experience. Honestly, like,
yeah,
there are some things that are beneficial coming from this.
Yeah,
I think a lot of this stuff like that, it could be really easy. Like, how quick is it for you to have somebody buy something online and just come and fucking grab it versus walking around and meandering around your store and not really knowing? It's like, all right, here's the whole online catalog.
So you got to look at it from a business standpoint where how many times do you touch a product? Every time you touch a product, it costs you money. So for us, curbside is expensive. That doesn't mean we're not willing to invest in it. We are.
Just because it's going out the door? What makes it expensive? Just the app?
Before, the app is 3% more on sales.
But is there a way to do it on your own?
There is. So when you get involved with apps, there's 2 ways to look at it. There's a company A who will integrate into your POS and do 2.5% of sales and an extra 0.5 point on credit cards, whatever, to make it 3%. And that's what you pay. Or you go with company B that says, okay, it's going to cost you $20,000 to have an app built. And hey, here you go. Here's your app and you're on your own. Any updates, they're going to cost you money. I would rather have company A that is invested in our business, that knows that they're only going to do better if we do better, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. So it does cost us more because we're picking more. There's more handling. Trevor, you know that. I mean, there's a lot more handling that goes on than ever before. And when you touch a product 2 times to 5 times, it costs you money. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I can speak. So like for us then too, with with everything going on, I know that like we're talking about. We don't think that even the clientele is going to like. I think that like the Lynx app downloads are like up exponentially, right? Like you get like thousands of more from where it was before the whole pandemic started. So like I think people will continue to use the app like that. So I know that like I Lost Tavern, like we were talking about, like we're doing over the phone orders and like to go like pre-sale orders and stuff like that. We might continue just doing that because we think that in going forward, like we want to give people that comfortable option of like, hey, this is still fresh in everyone's mind. Like I'm sure there's going to still be people that want to use the app or do the to-go sales kind of thing. Like we're talking about, doing like more outdoor seating, like turning our outdoor like parking lot adjacent to the building, like making that into like a beer garden area to give people like someone to go outside. That freaking cat, man.
So we're all thinking the same things. I mean, we're all thinking the same things. Every local business that's selling a product, whether it's beer or flowers or whatever it is thinking of a new way to make the customer feel good.
And like adapt long term.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, even if restrictions are lifted, by individual like state governments or whatever.
But that doesn't have anything to do with it.
It's a pivot point. It's literally a pivot point for all business right now.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But the government has nothing to do with it, in my opinion. It has more to do with your employees and how your customers perceive your business. Because the government can say, hey, you all can open up tomorrow. We're not doing it.
Right.
You know,
regardless of people doing it too, these people aren't going to go out and actually go to those businesses either.
Right. So you got to make quality decisions based on your employees' feelings and your customers' feelings, and you got to work towards getting back to some sort of normal through that.
Yeah. But what I think Evan was talking about was like, for you guys, you should keep a to-go window. I mean, I have sat there many Fridays at like 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock, and people just walk in. They're like, hey, let me get this real quick, and then walk out. Well, they don't ever need to walk in now if you just keep that little to-go window and be like, okay, yeah, here's my order. Cool. I'll just, okay, it's 5 o'clock. Walk over there. Oh, hi, are you Jim? Can I see your ID? Thank you. There you go. And then that person never comes into the bar, never has to wait 3 deep to worry about wading through people. And it also then maintains that business and maintains the customer. I think that's also what Josh meant when this is a pivot point. Yeah. It's an opportunity to keep all of that, because some people are going to like this. Like, oh, cool. Yeah. I can do my regular shopping and never have to deal with people. Right. That's a plus for them.
It's like the first fish coming out of the water and like breathing on land. I'm sorry, that was an evolution kind of statement there. I don't know if that went against anyone's beliefs or anything, but it's like this.
You're talking mermaids or what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. No, but it's like, it's that idea of like,
I'm joking.
Like very big like evolutionary period where it's, I think this is definitely like Josh said, great point. Like it's a pivot point. Like things after this now, like the new norm is going to be much different, and I think it's going to be much more, online, much more call ahead, much more, quicker, like less contact. Like even like years from now. Like I bet like Lynx app a year from right now, let's say, things are completely dispersed and like there's a vaccine or like all this stuff, like a year from now, I think that the app sales will still be huge. Like
I think it will continue, and that's great, and that's why we have it. That I shouldn't say that's why we have it. We started it for a totally different reason, and this happened, and it happens to fit what's going on. It just does.
We got lucky a little bit.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
That's a
Big
good way
stage
to look about all of this.
What's that?
Seriously.
Yo,
That's a good way to look about all of this.
Yeah. Yo, Trevor and Evan, you remember when I was really busy and I said, guys, listen to this guy's presentation on City
Oh,
Hive?
yeah. That guy was great, man.
Yeah.
That guy, I would have let him take me out and wine and dine me. I remember looking at Trevor being like, man, this guy's really selling me on this. Is
Like, 5 minutes into that meeting, I was like, yeah, we'll take it.
yeah, right. I was like, this is the first time an app has ever been pitched to me, but I'm really into this right now.
What was
No,
funny
it was
is when that app started out, it was not geared towards a beer store. It was geared towards
No.
wine stores and liquor
Wine
stores.
liquor, yeah.
Right. So we were one of the first beer distributors they had to pitch that to, and you can tell this guy did his due diligence and like learn a little bit about beer stores. Like he did a good job.
Did he?
So,
Pet it for us. Pet it. Just pet it. Like a Persian. There you go.
That is funny though, because and I remember like too like at Lynx we wanted to get into like we were always so excited like deliveries, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It really wasn't about it though. Like deliveries were small.
It was almost like the foreshadowing of like people being like, listen, we love the app, but we don't, we just want to get it brought. Like we don't want to do that much for it. So it's like now those same people are like, listen, we love Lynx, but we just want to order online and just pick it up to go. And like that's going to continue to probably be the model, going forward.
Dude,
So big.
tons of people are introverts. They don't want to fucking deal with people. It's great. And
Amen,
it's
brother.
cheaper for you as a business owner to do it that way. Like, here you go. Fucking order online. Don't have to worry about shit. Pick your stuff up and get out. It's great.
Also, it helps. Like, if you have employees that happen to be introverts, it helps them too.
Yeah. You don't have to sit there and say, hey, what's good? What's going on? Like,
Right.
yeah, I agree. It's
Right.
a good business model for sure.
one of JJ's biggest complaints at work is when people email instead of calling, and I'm like, texting is fantastic. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. You are.
JJ,
you
you're
can handle
about
those
to-
fucking emails, Trevor.
JJ, you're about to get it on the phone. I'm the
Gladly.
same way. I call people and they're like, why the fuck are you calling me right now? I'm like, because I'm not having
Right.
6 different email exchanges with you
Ah,
to have this
ah.
conversation that could take 5 fucking minutes. That's why I'm
Amen.
calling
Amen,
you.
brother. No question.
Why? But I still also like decline half the phone calls that I receive. So.
Well, you pick and choose.
Oh,
Exactly.
really? Yeah, I have no idea about you declining fucking phone calls.
I don't know what you're talking about for us.
Yeah, really? Oh, that's right. Son of a
I'm
Lord.
gonna crack another, guys. I hope that's okay. I don't know.
So this
like-
first podcast is going on pretty damn long, man. We're over an hour now. How many people are gonna watch this for a fucking hour?
7.
No,
That's
I think, well, I'll post some shit. You guys are
See?
editing this, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, but what are we gonna edit? Like, God
No,
knows.
we're not
know.
editing anything. There's no editing.
Oh, jeez. Well, I was led wrong into this then.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
for
I
us,
said-
what the hell?
Faraz, you lied to me. I'm just kidding.
I just want to say my
Yeah.
mom watched the whole thing because she never gets to see me. So hi, Mom.
Nobody has anything better to do at this point anyway, so it's all
Yeah.
fine.
I can
all
edit
good.
it for you if you want. Just send it to me.
It's gonna be a big file, Evan. I can give you on a zip drive or a thumb
Yeah,
drive.
that's what you always promise. And it's a little file. See? That's
All right, so
All
what's everybody
Get it done.
drinking? Let's talk about beer a little bit more. What's everybody drinking right now?
I just cracked the Maine to Maine. It's our German style Pilsner.
Oh,
So we call it Maine
at
to
Lost Tavern.
Yeah, yep. We call it Maine to Maine because our 2 tap rooms are located on Main Street, Bethlehem, and Main Street, Hellertown. It's nice. It honestly drinks more like a Helles almost a little bit.
That's not great if it's supposed to be a Pilsner, though.
Thanks, I know.
Yo, this isn't a freaking beer judging contest for Oz.
Listen, I'm
Is
sorry,
that where
I'm-
arrogance and ales comes from? Is that?
No shit. Remember, it's not called ales and arrogance. Why? You know why.
Yeah.
Go on, cat.
Put some pants on that cat.
He has no shame. No shame.
No, but it's listen, I know. Things happen. We actually yeah. I enjoy this though, and like it's this one we right now on tap we also have a common. It's a California common. We call it the PA common.
Is this
Yeah,
steam beer?
Steam
Yeah,
beer.
essentially.
that's steam
Yep.
beer.
Yep, and then we also have our dark English.
So wait. What makes your steam beer?
Oh, yeah, Josh, get him.
Dude, I gotta go take a leak, and I want to listen to this.
Oh,
Well, keep your headset in.
God damn!
I'm gonna be honest with you,
It's
dude.
in a bottle,
I
bro.
will probably learn something here because I don't necessarily know. I mean, like as far as like the grain, like we don't necessarily lager it. So
You listened to Journey the whole time you were.
Oh yes.
It's a karaoke event.
So, like, no, so I mean, like the steam beer, they brew it with like, I'm assuming it has to do with like steam during the brewing process, right? Like,
Tony's gonna be pissed.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I love it. I was waiting. My God, bro. Are you drowning? Lord.
I'm not busting on you.
Raz,
What?
what's a steam beer to you, sir?
Oh, now I got to fucking answer a steam beer?
Well, I'm just gonna put everybody on the fucking.
this is cool. I'm excited. I'm genuinely very excited.
All right. So a California common or a steam beer. All right, Fraz, remember your goddamn classes.
Bro.
It is a different strain. It's a different yeast strain. It's a lager yeast strain, but that's all I know. No, I'm wrong. It's not a
So I
lager
think
yeast
it was
strain?
developed in San Francisco.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Not.
It was developed in San Francisco by Anchor Steam, obviously. And it had to do with the traveling. I think it had to do with traveling around, if I remember
literally
correctly, it had to do with traveling through the Panama Canal or the Cape around the bottom. And it had to do with the freshness. And I forget the process. I do forget the process. I remember the story, but I forget the process.
I don't know.
F you, man. I'm right. It's fucking lager yeast at ale temperatures. Don't mess with me, mother bleeper.
Well, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
But
so I
wasn't
was
it
right.
wasn't it
That's
developed?
too. So you know,
I'm looking up the whole history right now.
Uh-huh.
for some reason, I feel like okay. Don't quote me on this. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it was produced in California.
We may have used not a cold strain. We used
A Kolsch yeast strain would be a lager strain. You're fine there.
yeah.
Basically, this beer was a lager yeast fermented at ale
definitely.
temperatures.
Yeah. Hi. I wasn't
So
wrong, Josh.
there would have to be off tastes.
No, you're right.
Wouldn't there be?
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's probably a reason that nobody drinks them anymore.
Right. Like the yeast
Except people in San Francisco.
I actually enjoy Anchor Steam, and I enjoy that beer at Lost Tavern.
Oh, fuck yeah, I love that beer. I'm not talking shit at all. That beer is great, but
No way, man. El Segundo makes a steam beer that's great.
who?
It's got like I don't want to call it. It's not like estery, but it definitely does have.
Ooh, estery. Look at you, big word.
Dude, who's the El Segundo? Is that where didn't somebody leave their wallet in El Segundo?
That's right, son. Price dog. Thank you.
Is that what that's referencing? I don't know.
Yes.
Wait,
That
that's
was actually
right.
what El Segundo's brewery's name of their common beer was. It was Left My Wallet,
Okay.
and it was a California common.
Is that a song or?
Yes. Tribe Called Quest. Left My Wallet in El Segundo. I gotta get it. I got to get it.
That sounds really.
Kind of did one.
Hold on.
Left my wallet in El Dorado, I believe, was original.
That was
Of
another
course.
one. Somebody did Left My Wallet in Elder. We had that at the store. I remember that.
I remember seeing that at Lynx. Did you set up your like the feng shui in your Zoom like square. So it's like Abomination perfectly on one side and then the Yingling Road sign above the other one.
Oh, 100%. This was my office that was a blank space like 2 hours ago. And I had several Zoom meetings today that I needed to take part in. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to hang some like Abomination shit, I guess. Like,
That's
I don't
awesome.
know. It was literally like white walls in here prior to this.
I was trying to figure out a green screen so I could put a cool background of empty shelves in a supermarket, but I couldn't figure it the fuck out, so I went down to Carter's gaming room. So
If you pay for the like premium Zoom,
Yep.
you can actually change
I
the
can't
fucking
get that to
background
work.
whatever you want.
It's the backgrounds. Come on, JJ, skip over, making write-offs.
I was doing the same thing. I was in these Zoom meetings, and I'm like, how are these fucking people in like Mr. Evil's like weird aquarium in the background? I don't know what the fuck's going on. That's how they were just.
Is mine working?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Background's
That's a
fucking.
good one.
no. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, little man?
Do you want to wave hi? Can you say hi?
Hi.
Can you say hi? I know you know how to say hi. Can you
Hey,
say I like beer?
I like beer.
There we go.
That's
my-
To
Where's my
cut,
blue-
not cut.
Love
Where's
it.
your beautiful
No.
wife, Raz?
We can keep that. Where's my beautiful wife, Raz?
No.
No, she said no, Josh.
Oh, for Josh, she's gonna say no. Come on.
Oh, can you
I
hear me?
miss her face.
You have earphones in.
He says, A, you don't say no to Josh. He said, B, I miss your face.
He clearly doesn't have
Come
a
on.
wife.
Come on, peek in.
He clearly doesn't
Pop
have a
in.
wife.
What's his
Just
name?
stick your head in. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey.
Oh,
How you
and the
doing?
cat got in there.
And the cat's
Oh,
ass.
Chrissy.
Of course. There you go.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you're so pretty. Which one? Oh,
Thanks.
the cat or?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, the cat. Oh, no, the cat. All right, can I have a
Who are
boost?
these
Oh my
crazy
God.
guys?
Okay, go to bed, baby Joe.
Bye-bye.
It's all
Love
done.
you.
I love you. Shabbat Shalom, baby
I
Joe.
don't want
I know you don't
Hey
want
guys,
to,
I think
but
we're
I'm
gonna
gonna put
check
you
out. I'm gonna have a lot of storage here on this video. On that note, we're gonna cut out.
Jay-
Yeah, no,
Got
this
it.
is a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Great job, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Got it.
definitely.
Catch you later.
All right, guys.